Today for Every Bit Counts challenge, I'm actually going to be harvesting wild lettuce, not to eat, but for medicinal purposes. I'm not sure if this constitutes for the Every Bit Counts challenge sort of rules, but yeah, this is what I'm harvesting. This is what I'm going to be preserving. So I have a few patches over here, and then over in the other part in the main garden I saw one or two. So if I can get about 50 or so leaves, I'm going to pick them. So I have my basket here and my clippers. I'm gonna see if I can do this one-handed. Let's see. So just gonna start. I was gonna pull them off, but I think I'll just clip the leaves. Yeah, I think I'm just gonna clip the leaves and leave it. Maybe they'll grow back and I can get another harvest out of them. I was trying to wait till they got a bit fuller, but they're starting to go to seed. So yeah, I think I'm just gonna do it this way. So that's my little garden harvest. The wild lettuce is got about maybe 55, 60 leaves, and then I found 2 good sized cucumbers. That's probably a little bit more than I would like to pick them, but that's okay. And I also got a handful of tomatoes under there, so I'm going to have a full salad from the garden today for dinner. Yeah, so that's what I'm going to be doing. First thing I'm doing is washing them. So I move on to my next step, wash them. Okay, so here is my wild lettuce. I've washed it, put it in a pot covered by water, and I'm going to put it on medium-low heat and boil it until it's a really dark green, almost black water. And I'll show you what that looks like when I get it to that point. Okay, so this is what it looks like after about 2 hours of boiling. And I did add water to it because I turned it up too high, because at medium-low it wasn't boiling. But I turned it up too high, and this is what the water looks like. I'm going to strain it and reduce it down. Okay, so I strained it out, and I have just over 2 cups. And I'm going to reduce this down to about half. Okay, so here's what it looks like after I put it back in the pot. And I've put it on a medium-low. I'm going to do this one on a medium-low because I don't want this to burn or completely dry out. I say at about half. I'm probably going to take it down further than that. Probably like a quarter maybe. Okay, so this is where I say I'm not a medical professional. You need to do your own research, and this is not medical advice. So you need to do your own research what wild lettuce is used for. Okay, so these are the results. I didn't reduce it down as much as I had wanted to. That is actually right there. That is a cup, if it could. So it reduced down a little more than half. I wanted to reduce it down further. I don't think it will ever get, I wanted to get like syrupy consistency. I don't think it's going to. So I keep it in the fridge. That's why it's cold. This is actually the next morning. And yeah, that's where it is. That's my wild lettuce experiment. So I have used it. I won't tell you what I used it for, but I'm still here. So I guess it didn't, whatever. So yeah, this is my, and you can see how dark it is. I reduced it, when I reduced it down, it got a lot darker. So yeah, I'm not sure it's what it's touted to be, but we'll see. We'll see. I just, like I said, I used a little bit, and yeah, so my results might not be the same as yours. And this is not, I repeat, this is not medical advice. So do your own research and do what is good for you and your family. Okay, so I have seen probably about 3 or so videos talking about purslane, and I wanted to show you, this is purslane. That's what it looks like. And there's a very similar plant that looks like it that's also growing in my garden. And you have to be very careful, because if you pick the other one, it may or may not be edible. So this is not purslane. And I don't know if you can tell the difference. See how these leaves are flat? And this is literally right across from there. See, you can see that one from the purslane. And I know this is purslane because the leaves are like plumper, and this actual stalk is a lot fatter, if you can see that. See how flat these leaves are? If this will focus. Yeah, see how flat those leaves are? As opposed to these are sort of 3D, if you will. The sort of plumper. They have more dimension to them. Like on the top, you can see more dimension to them. Whereas these are just flat and plain. And apparently, this is not purslane. And as I was told, this is not edible. But of course, purslane is. And I mean, it's growing like a couple of feet from each other. Really easy to pick the wrong one. And I have this one here growing all over my garden, and I also have purslane growing all over my garden, and I did implant it. It is just basically, I guess, native to this area. Here's some more of it. This is the one that is not purslane, and it's growing all over the place, all over. And then if you come over here, right next to it, that is actually purslane. That is purslane. But it's very easy to pick that one that is not. So be careful when you're picking this purslane to eat it, because it's things in the garden that look very similar to it that is not purslane. This is not. That one is. Okay, so another way you can tell the difference. See how this just like spreads out and creeps along the ground? It's just like spread out. Just like a big fan sort of. Whereas purslane, it won't do that. It would actually come up off the ground and start growing upwards instead of outwards. So that's another way you can tell the difference between the two. See how this one's just spreading along the ground? Yeah, that's another one. Just spreading along the ground. That's not purslane. So this is what I've been told, that this particular one likes the cracks and crevices in the rocky area. And purslane typically likes to be in a moist soil area. So I'm not sure which one it is, because I've seen this one in the moist soil area as well. So yeah, correct me if I'm wrong. Which are they both purslane? I don't think they are, but if they are, let me know. And are they both edible? Because a lot of people are saying they are. So what is it? Are they edible or are they not edible? So for today's harvest for the Every Bit Counts Challenge, there's peppers, and more peppers. So of course, I'm getting my dehydrator out, and I'm going to dehydrate these and turn them into pepper flakes. Okay, so here are my peppers dehydrated. So all I'm going to do is put them in the coffee grinder, grind them up, and put them in a container to use. Okay, so I've got most of the first tray into the coffee grinder, and I'm just going to put the top on. And this is where you want to be kind of careful because of that. I don't know if you can see this. It's not smoke, but like residue. Because that will, well, it makes me sneeze. So I'm going to let this go a little bit more till it's mostly done. This is about where I take it to. And I just add it to the container that I have running. I just keep adding peppers. We'll probably use about a half or maybe a little bit more than that before I put the next batch in. But I just keep adding to it. So I've got one more tray to go. And I will grind it down and add it to the container. So I'm checking on my 2 honey ginger mixtures. As you can see, they don't really look that much different. This one's, you can see it's a lot bubblier. That's the fermented one. And as you can see, it's overflowed. Yeah. And I'm glad I put it in this ramekin because, I don't know if you can see that down there, but the honey has run down the bottle. And, yeah, it's completely overflowed. So I'm glad I put it in this ramekin and it's caught all of that. This is the one I had in my fridge and I have been using it. I'm not a medical professional, so take this as you will. I don't know if you can tell, I'm a lot less stuffier than I was. So may or may not be this, but this is what I've been taking every morning with After I brush my teeth, before I have any breakfast or anything like that, I'll be taking a teaspoon of this. I haven't used the fermented one yet, so yeah, I'm gonna clean this all up and put it back in the cool, dark place I've had it. And it's August 15th, so it's exactly been 2 weeks. Actually, yeah, we'll call it 2 weeks, because 2 weeks would have been 14, but that's okay. Today's the 15th, and I think I'm gonna let it go another week or two before I even try it, because it seems to be still bubbling. I don't know if you have to wait till it stops or what, but yeah, but I've been using this one with great results. Like I said, this is not any kind of medical advice or anything like that. Do your own research. For me, I can actually breathe through my nose. That hasn't happened in a long time. Yeah. And people have said, oh, you sound like you're sick, or it's just allergies, just congestion. I'm not sick. It's just, I could go weeks, months even on end and not be able to breathe through my nose any time of the day. Nights, I'm still stuffy, but days, now, I'm pretty good. So yeah, I can actually breathe through my nose, both nostrils today. So I don't know if it's this or not, but I'm getting good results. Thank you so much for watching. If you haven't subscribed, please subscribe and click that notification bell to be notified when I upload videos. God bless, and remember, stay safe and keep prepping.